Hi everyone, welcome to the latest update to Blackwood. The last time I posted a video we were working on the back scenery here, and we were also working on the cement terminal. So I think the best way to bring you up to date is just to really start here at the back. So first of all, you'll see there have been some entrance gates put in to the road that leads us down to the cement terminal. We have also completed, we come down here, we have also completed the repair work behind the wall. The wall itself has had capping put onto it. The ground cover at the top here has been redone with static grass. We actually removed all these trees here temporarily, and then we put the static grass in, and then we replaced the trees. Coming back to the road, as you can see, we have installed a crash barrier running down to the crossing, and then coming back here to the front of the retaining wall. Again, the top has been put on, that's all finished, and we have got, as you saw the last time, I think you will see the rock face has been put in. We've also added in more ground cover. We obviously have also the trees in, and over here the rock face between the main running lines has also just been completed. Right down we've got some static grass there with some sleepers that have been dumped in. And last but not least, we obviously have got the actual cement terminal itself. That is now almost complete in terms of all the actual buildings have in actual fact been placed, and they're actually fixed down. One major change has been at this end there was going to have been a building in here, and instead of a building we've actually just constructed or moulded a large pile of stone. So if we come round, as you can see, looking down here, we have the buildings that are all now in place. Class 37 sitting in there just now, track's all been cleaned. The only work that is really to be done on this area is this side of the actual buildings. So I'm just pointing to just now. Not quite decide how that's going to be finished off, but it's ready to be done. So all in all, if I come back in here, hopefully you should be able to now get an idea if I zoom in a bit. So we've got the bridge, two bridges, tracks coming through. We have the rock faces separating everything right down. I come right down this way. I think you can now see the idea of it really does sort of separate all the tracks out. Before we had anything there, the ground was obviously completely flat, and what you had was two tracks there, then your three tracks, then a space, a single track, a space and a single track. Now with all the scenery starting to appear, as you can see, come round this way, let's come round this way, I'm trying to pick that up, there we go. There's the entrance coming into the back fiddle yard. We come round here, you can see the cement depot itself. In fact, I'm trying to zoom out a little bit. think that's probably a bit better. And we can come right the way down there. I think that actually probably gives you a good idea of what it's looking at in terms of track level. So yes, all in all, really actually quite pleased with the way in which this depot has progressed. And just a very, very small bit of work now to be done on the area right in front of these wagons, and once that's done, I think we will probably be completing these small areas here. Now these small areas here, you'd think they are really, really quick to do. They're probably actually the most difficult areas to do, to actually get them to look right in terms of thick grass. If I actually come back to this area here, now this area here has taken probably about a good couple of nights' work. The static grass has actually been built up to make it look really, really thick. Obviously the sleepers were positioned first of all so that they look as though they're actually buried in the grass. So yeah, just a small area like that, probably easier to do if you're doing it in double O gauge. N gauge, you probably have to take a bit longer to get the effect, but I'm sure you'll agree that if you actually look at that, it does look really quite realistic. Bearing in mind that the area here was only done a couple of hours ago, so the glue, etc., for the static grass, the basing glue for the static grass probably isn't just 100% dry, and I've still to take obviously a hoover over it to obviously remove any loose static grass, but it gives you the effect. We've also put in, as you can see, the trunking that carries the cables across underneath the rail tracks here. There is cable trunking, concrete cable trunking to go down at the side of the track, but I have run out of it, so hopefully pick that up in the next few weeks. So as I say, things looking relatively good, and that's what's been going on for the last couple of weeks worth of work. You'll also see I've managed to source the small digger. I think I showed you that in one of the earlier videos. So everything's sort of scene set now. The only thing I'm missing are some small figures to obviously make it look as though it's not an abandoned cement terminal, that it is in actual fact occupied and is actually working. So all in all, really pleased with the way that has come on. And if I come up here, I think you can get a sort of an overall shot of the whole area. So as you can see, we're working essentially from the back of this baseboard out towards the front. So the next areas to be tackled, as I say, will be these two small areas just in there, and there's a similar one just on the other side here. And then we need to carry on with the ballasting down on these outer tracks. That will take us down to the bridge, and we then obviously have to construct that bridge, which I had planned to do before I was going to do the cement terminal, but the cement terminal came in first. So as I say, the bridge will get built. It's probably quite difficult to build that bridge, because what I'm wanting to do is to build a bridge on the skew, and I'm not quite sure how I'm actually going to do that. I have an idea in my head of what I want the bridge to actually look like. Whether it will turn out that way will remains to be seen. Once that's done, then the final part of the scenery will be this area on the other side of the bridge. We've already got this bit here partially done, but we've still obviously to ballast round here, back round to where I have what I call my cloches, which are just in there just to keep the dust off the actual layout, and obviously that's us into looking into the fiddle yard with the perspex covers on the top. So it's really this area here that's not ballasted that has to be done next. Still plenty of work to be done, but that's the latest update for now. So cheers, thanks for watching.